na na na. Family goes, oh na na na. Oh na na na. Come kick it with the Casey's. All that love and all those babies. C-A-S-C-Y. Welcome to their lives. Welcome. C-A-S-C-Y. DJ Envy and Gia, oh oh. It's time to kick it with the Casey's. You're tuned into the Casey crew.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
Yes, we are back, and we are literally a couple of days away for our book, our second book, Real Life, Real Family, hit in stores. So if you haven't pre-ordered it or get it Tuesday. Tuesday is the day. And then after, I want you guys to read it. And then we're probably going to do a live podcast, maybe on TikTok or Instagram Live, where we just answer some of you guys' questions. Gia and I have been popping up on TikTok like crazy recently, talking to you guys, and we love it. We absolutely positively love it. So I just want to say thank you for all the pre-orders. We're doing press already. So we've been doing all types of cool stuff. Gia's coming to the Breakfast Club on Tuesday. We're doing a bunch of podcasts. We're doing a bunch of radio interviews. So just make sure you follow Gia and myself, and we'll fill you into everything that is happening. So far, the people that's been reading the book so far love it. We've been getting a lot of great feedback, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. And again, it's Real Life, Real Family. All right. So I want to tell you guys, I'm not going to lie. I've been getting a little jealous of your relationship with our little 3-year-old. No, you don't understand, right? And I don't know if S-Dot was actually taping, but we've been trying to tape for like the last hour. And before we start the tape, she goes, "Mommy, I love you. Can I have one kiss? Can I have one more kiss? Can I have one more hug? Can I have one more kiss?" For 40 minutes straight before we can actually take the podcast.
Mommy, you're the best.
And you know what she said to me? "Daddy, you're a stinky butt. That's what I get. I get the stinky butt.
No, you're a stinky butt doo-doo face.
You're a stinky butt doo-doo face. That's what I get. That's what I get. Mommy gets the "I love you, mommy." Oh, da, 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 da. I get the stinky butt love you. But I still love that little baby girl. I mean, she's so much fun. She's so everything. Mm-hmm. That little baby girl. So you excited about the book coming out?
I'm so excited.
Why?
I'm so excited. Because we worked very hard on it. Mm-hmm. We worked very hard on it. We worked together on it.
That's right.
So that was nice. That was nice. I really loved the time we spent together, mm-hmm. Rehashing history and, mm-hmm. Pretty much dialing back in our journey of parenting to see why it is that we parent the way that we do. And we couldn't have planned this. We couldn't have planned this.
No.
We could not have planned this. We could not have planned. Peyton just had her bath and is about to go to bed. Give Daddy a kiss.
Oh. Go stinky butt. Go.
You want to go now? You smell so good. Look at you. Look at you. A whole face filled with Aquaphor.
Go stinky butt. Go.
Aww.
Go stinky butt.
No, leave her.
Come on, we got to finish the podcast. Go stinky butt. No, you can't stay. No, you can't stay. No, you can't.
You gonna go?
No, go.
She's hiding behind the couch.
Go.
Come, my baby.
Go.
Baby, come on, baby. We're taping something. You gotta go.
Go get your gold coin. You gave her a kiss already.
I love you too. We could not. Now, we couldn't train a 3-year-old to do that. 45 minutes this went on for before we cracked the mic.
She's only proud of one thing about her dad. That's the only thing. She's only proud of one thing with her dad.
What?
What's that?
That you fart so much?
No, not talking about that. When people say she looks like...
Oh, yeah.
When people say she looks like Madison or looks like mommy, she'd be like, no.
I look like my dad.
I look like my daddy.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing she's happy about. Everything else, I'm the stinky butt, sticky butt, sticky butt.
It was her bad time. She's like, I want to wear my Paw Patrol pajama set. Mm-hmm. And She was like, I'm going to go potty before I go to sleep. And then we're going to get kisses. The only way that I was even able to tape this is because I promised her that as soon as we were done, that we were going to go up in the room, we're going to cuddle, and she gets to lay in her spot, and I'm going to rub her back until she falls asleep. So,
Yo, the other night, and I don't know if any of the dads have this too. So when mama goes out, right? So mommy went out. So Gia has a group of friends. It's maybe 6 or 7 of them.
9 of us.
Okay, 9 of us. Whatever. There's 9 of them.
There's 9 of us.
So when they have birthdays, they all go out for each other's birthdays. Sometimes it's a lounge, sometimes it's a day party, sometimes it's dinner. So they all go out. So recently they went out. So I had all the kids. And when I say Peyton was so mad, where's mommy? I want mommy. I said, mommy ain't here. I want mommy. I'm like, and she was so like rude. Okay, fine. Cuddle with me and rub my back. I'm like, that's how you gonna ask me? The rest of my kids.
You're gonna let mommy leave? You're gonna pick up her responsibility.
Rub my back. I'm like, rub your back? I'm watching the game. No, rub my, and she made me rub her back. But it was the nastiest cuddle I ever did in my life. It was like a forced cuddle. Like, you gonna cuddle with me because you what's left. I was like, all right, little stinker. But yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to read the book and see why our kids are the way that they are and what we instill in them. And I think you guys would be very delighted. Now, there was a guy that left a comment, or woman. Was it a guy or woman? I don't know what they identify as. The emails. A guy or girl. We don't know what you identify as. Trump says there's man or woman, but we don't know what you identify as. And they said, why don't you do a podcast because you guys have so many emails and you could break down some of the emails. And we said, bet, let's do that. So we get so many emails, and it's thekcrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCrew@gmail.com. We get a lot of emails, people asking about relationship, asking about kids. And if you don't know, if you're new to here, Gia and myself, we've been together 31 years. We've been married 24. So we've been together for a long time. Like, and we still, we're not going to sit here and say we don't argue. We just got in an argument earlier because she was late. We argue all the time. She was mad because I had an attitude. Like, we still do ish that couples do. But let's get to the email of the week.
Well, so we're doing all emails.
All emails today because we got so many of them. Okay. So let's try to go through them kind of fast because, well, there's no fast for Gia. She likes details. And there's no fast because she's always late. So we're going to go slow.
I can be more concise. How about that?
All right.
Let's try it out. Let's see how that goes.
If you don't know what to do or think, put it in a letter, just send it. We'll read it in the email of the week. The email of the week.
Hello, Gia and Envy. For starters, I admire the bond you both hold for one another and for your family. Envy, I respect a man to have such a strong curve game. Keep it up or I'll come for you.
What?
I don't know.
I'm not the only one, right?
She wasn't talking about my penis curve. She was talking about...
What? Can you read that sentence again?
Envy, I respect a man to have such a strong curve game. Keep it up or I'll come for you. LOL. Gia, good job on maintaining all the kids. Meaning, if I mess up with Gia, she gonna beat me up. That's what that means. I think everybody else got it.
We were on the same page.
Oh my gosh. LOL. Gia, good job on maintaining it all. The kids, the husband, work, school, dance class. Oh, by the way, congrats to London on her win. You go, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Here I am trying to get back into the dating scene, but I wouldn't know where to start to find a decent man. Where would I start? I've been single for 6 years after dating a man whom I thought was my last and forever, but I was wrong. My nightmare was being with a narcissist, and I didn't even know the meaning of the word until being with this person. Now, the healing from being with a person like this is the intensity of it all. I didn't like what I was seeing in the mirror. I felt like I messed this up. I didn't get pretty anymore. I don't remember the last time I did. Most likely it was for him. I'm now at a place that I'm liking what I see now in the mirror. I'm not feeling ugly as I used to be before. I felt like I'm ready for someone new after 6 years, but where would I start? I pray to God, but always be scared if he does send me someone to love on me and my baby. Oh yeah, by the way, me and a narcissist have a 6-year-old together. I'm afraid I would mess it up. Where do I find my dream man? Thank you, the lone soldier.
We did an email like this a few podcasts ago. Another emailer asked a similar question and said, where do I find a new person? I'll let you start.
Well, I would say this, Miss Lone Soldier. First, people always say they need healing after they break up, right? People break up and they handle breakup so many different ways. Some people handle it by just getting back out there and just meeting new people. Some people feel like they have to heal themselves and get over what it was. And some people feel like they have to find out what didn't work in their relationship. What type of person are you? I would first see, it seems like you already know what didn't work in that relationship, right? You said he was a narcissist. Was he controlling? Was he treating you like a piece of shit? Did you not feel respected, loved, or valued in that relationship? And if so, well, the first step was leaving. And you did leave. Now you have to just make sure you understand that the reason that you're out is not because of how he was, is because you felt that you weren't treated the way that you should have been treated. Which is a great thing that you did leave, and you realized that soon enough. It didn't stay in a marriage for 40 years like you hear all the time. You got out early. Now you have to heal yourself. You have to feel better. When you get dressed, when you go out, you do it for yourself. You shouldn't do it for anybody else, right? You shouldn't be yearning for that satisfaction of attention. You should know you're beautiful regardless. You should look in the mirror and say, I'm pretty, when you have makeup on or no makeup on. Whether your hair is done or your hair is not done, whether you have PJs on or you have a sexy dress on. You should be doing it for yourself. And the reason I say that is because when you do it for yourself, it doesn't matter how you feel. You always have that confidence of no matter what it is. My wife looks amazing to me anytime, no matter what, whether she has makeup on or she has on a dress or she's just chilling in bed with PJs. A lot of time, I don't care if she's getting dressed and she put on a dress. My wife looks sexy to me regardless. She could have on period panties. She don't wear period panties, but I'm just saying it. But she could have on period panties. She could have on a baggy sweatsuit, or she could have on the cutest form-fitted dress out there. And to me, she's the sexiest shit ever. I want to knock her off no matter what she's wearing, because that's just how I feel, because I love her.
It's great.
I don't love the makeup. I don't love the outfit. I don't love the lipstick. I don't love the mascara. What do you know what mascara? What's it called? Whatever it is.
I wear eyeliner and mascara.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what I don't love that. I just love her for who she is. Just talking to her turns me on. It's always sexy. Like, I could be sleeping at night. I look over and look at her and be like, oh yeah, it is what it is. And I'll get turned on right away, because it's just, I love her for who she is. And you have to find that person. So I always tell people to find yourself, make sure you're comfortable in yourself, and do things that you enjoy. What does Lone Soldier enjoy? Is it reading? Is it doing fun activities? Is it whatever it is? What are the things that you would like to do? Is it playing golf? Is it, I don't know. I don't know what your interests are. So like for Gia has a bunch of interests, right? Gia loves cooking. Gia loves interior decorating. Gia loves, I'm trying to think, hanging out with the kids. Gia loves doing things like that. So I know that for Gia, those are the things that make me happy. Maybe it's taking your child to the park. Maybe it's taking your child to a jump park or a place where there are other kids. And what usually happens in those parks, there are usually men there that are single. Not to say that you're looking for a guy with a kid, but I would continue to do things that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully with things that you enjoy, you see like-minded people. And then maybe you could actually, hook up with somebody there. If your son is into sports, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whatever it may be, take him to a game. I mean, you ain't got to sit courtside, and right now you can get tickets pretty cheap. Go to a game, and I'm sure you might see a man there or somebody that are interested in the same things. But I would say first heal yourself and then go outside and do stuff for mama. Make mama feel good. Whatever that is, go into Sephora, buying your lipstick, your makeup, your mascara, your eyeliner, whatever it may be. You make mama feel good and go from there. What are your thoughts?
I like that answer. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. There's nothing like meeting somebody who has a similar interest as you. So a lot of people since COVID have taken up like pickleball, mm-hmm. So it doesn't even have to be a hobby that's something that you've done that's like tried and true. Maybe even pick up a new hobby, mm-hmm. like pickleball, maybe tennis. Rashawn and I, for a while, we played tennis together, mm-hmm. and I enjoy, and it was a new thing for us. Neither of us played tennis mm-hmm. as children or as teenagers. When did you play tennis?
As a kid. I went to tennis camp as a kid.
I don't remember that.
Absolutely, positively. I played tennis as a kid. I went to tennis camp. And
you know what I just realized?
Hmm? What?
Just made a discovery.
What?
Wow.
What?
This man told me that he never played tennis.
That's a lie.
So when we played together, I had no idea that he had a competitive edge. You're one of those.
I played tennis.
You literally had a whole tennis history.
Yeah.
And then when you would beat me in a game, acted like we both started at 0 together and you were just more athletic.
No, I mean, I am more athletic.
No. You can't even keep it straight. You can't even keep it straight. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. You lied.
I played tennis. I used to work at the U.S. Open. What are you talking about? I played tennis.
That was a summer job.
Yes, but I played tennis. The reason I went to the U.S. Open is because I played tennis.
No, you never told me that. I did not know that you played tennis as a child.
All the pictures my mom had of me holding a racket.
I've never seen a picture of him holding a racket. But nonetheless, that's how competitive we are. He is the type of person that would hold back such information so that when we compete, he has an edge and just wants to act as though it was just all natural. No. It's not something I would forget.
I did.
Whatever. We'll talk about that more later. Look at you, looking guilty.
I'm not. I'm just not trying to move because my chain moves and he'd be like, your chain is moving, making too much noise. That's what I'm trying to move like.
Anyway. Okay, so for one of us, it was a new hobby and we both wound up loving it as adults, and we played for a while and it was always just him and I. We would go and we'd, hit the ball around and whatnot. And we stopped because it was really time consuming.
Yes.
Because to get better, like we plateaued, and to get better, we'd have to put more time into it.
Training.
And we didn't have them. Yes. And training and all that stuff. We didn't have the time, but we talked about maybe like doing like a tennis court or a pickleball court or something here because it's a nice thing to do. It's like a lifetime sport.
Yep.
You could play it as a child. We used to play against a couple that was like in their 60s and they were nice.
They used to get busy.
They give us a run for our money.
Sure
you know
did.
what I mean? So anyway, you can pick up like a new hobby, a new sport, something like that. And that'll open you up to meeting new people. And it'll probably just, open up something new inside of you because it's so nice to do something fresh, In the last podcast, we talked about a bunch of other ways that you can meet people. So I don't want to, repeat ourselves. So maybe refer back to that podcast. If we can, maybe we'll drop it below if we can go and search to see what podcast that was. But there's a lot of ways to meet new people. But something that we didn't tap on last time was maybe taking up a new hobby.
That's right. Well, let's get to another email. I hope that works out. And fill us in, thekcrew@gmail.com. And if you're in the DMV area or you're in New York, New Jersey, I do these car shows. And the car shows are family fun. So you could actually bring your son. He's old enough. All my kids are there. And there's always family people there. There's always fathers there. There's always parents there. Yeah. So a thing like that, the car shows. And even if it's not my car show, the international car show, there's always fathers at the international car show. So bring your kids and you can definitely
I want
find
to say
somebody.
one more thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you meet your person when you least expect it. It's like you always hear about people meeting their person when they weren't looking. So don't look. Don't look. Just let him fall in your lap. Just enjoy life. Take advantage of everything that life has to offer and wait for him to fall into your lap.
Mm-hmm. Now let's get to another email of the week. This email is kind of funny, and I'll tell you why, because you didn't hear this story. It says, did my son just tell me to shut the fuck up? Blessings, Envy, and Miss Casey. I would like to speak on this topic if I may. I had the same scenario with my father a few weeks ago, but the shoe was on the other foot about him feeling disrespectful about the way I was coming at him. Rather, it was calling him out his name, to feeling too comfortable with myself to telling him. Now, you listen to what I have to say. I would like to go into more details to get your opinion about being felt disrespected, but has to understand why they want you to see him from their perspective. He says, I'm a fan of the podcast, and my child told me to shut the F up. He is 18 years old. Envy, we got Queens roots. How do you respond to a kid that is disrespectful like that?
You're familiar with that email already?
No, I'm not. But the reason I'm saying, he basically says his son said, shut the F up. And how do you deal with that?
I was a little confused.
Yeah. I guess he sent another email and we didn't answer it. So he was sending it again. But so the question was, how do you deal with a kid that's disrespectful?
When
like that?
he said a kid, I thought it was maybe like a 4 or 5-year-old that might have picked up a bad habit in kindergarten, because a lot of times, like little kids, they pick up things that they overhear from their parents in the house, and they go to school and they use it. And sometimes they use it appropriately. So I thought maybe you had a child that picked up a bad habit that I'm like, oh, I know how to undo. I can help you undo that. I can give you some good advice. The kid is 18.
Well, hold on. Did Madison tell you about Peyton?
No.
Peyton called Andrew a fuckboy the other day.
What? Stop it.
And Madison was like,
Oh, no, wait, stop it.
I was like, well, is it true? I'm just joking. I'm like,
Where
Peyton
would
might
she
know.
hear that? We don't even use that term in this house.
No, so what happened?
Like nobody does.
So what happened was Madison was listening to music, and on the music it said, fuckboy. And then she was like, 30 seconds later, Peyton walks into where Andrew's playing the video games and was like, what's up, fuckboy?
But wait a minute. So
she used the right term and everything.
But wait a minute. Why was she playing that song around Peyton?
I guess the song just popped up.
That's
on
not
Spotify.
allowed.
Of course, but I guess the song
it was like a
Spotify. It just randomly popped up, and then she turned it off. But Peyton caught the F-boy part and used it. So Madison said she had a conversation with her and was like, you know how mommy says Capri Suns make you sick, so you can never have Capri Sun? If you say that.
No, I don't say they make you. I say they're bad for you.
You said, she said, she came to me the other day, was like, I can't drink Capri Sun because they're bad for you. Mommy said it makes me sick.
Okay, so she inferred that it would make her sick.
Right.
My words were that it's bad for you. I can't tell you that Capri Suns will make you sick. I don't want to give my kids Capri Sun. That's the point. Go ahead.
So Madison told her that if you say that again, you'll get sick. So she hasn't said it since.
Okay, so the song popped up randomly.
Yep.
Okay, wow. All right, well, so let's get back.
I haven't said nothing because I've been waiting for her to say it to you one day, just one good time, but I guess she learned her lesson.
She doesn't want to get sick.
No, she doesn't
not worried about it.
Okay.
So wait, an 18-year-old.
Yes. So
okay.
So if an 18-year-old is saying that to you, he has.
So you don't know if there's no backstory.
That was
nothing. The previous email, nothing.
That was it. No,
okay.
That was it. So I would say first and foremost, the 18-year-old does not have any respect for you, and he's not scared of you. That would scare me, right? Because if your son and your child is not scared of you, that's a problem. That's a problem because he has no fear of what you would do. He's not scared of you putting hands on him. He's not scared of you kicking him out. He's not scared of any of that. So now we have to nip this in the bud and figure out where the disrespect came from. Why don't you have respect for me? I'm not going to front. If a child is that disrespectful with his father, you have to do something where he has to learn where disrespect is met with disrespect. We're not in the day and age where you can put hands on a kid anymore because a kid will go to the police or he'll go to his teacher. So you might have to kick that kid out your house. And as horrible as that sounds, that might be the only way where he learns to respect you and learns the things that you provided for that young individual. Meaning, it's easy to say, go F yourself when you're living in my house, you're eating my food, you're using my gas, you're using my electricity, you're watching with my cable or Wi-Fi. And if you're going to school, I'm handling all of that. And if you still have no respect for me where you're saying go F off or whatever you said, now we have a problem. Now you can't live in my house anymore because you don't respect me. And you can't come back to this house till I get an apology and you understand what your father does to provide for you. If that's a problem, then get the fuck out. Just like you said, what did you say? Let me say it right. I just want to make sure I said it right.
Let's go bleep yourself.
Go bleep yourself. So if you're going to say, did my son just tell me to shut the fuck up? Yeah, so if you're going to tell me to shut the fuck up, get the fuck out my house. And you figure it out on your own. And if you do, God bless you. But if you have to live the streets and you're living in the street of Manhattan or Newark or wherever you have to live, good luck. And I wish you the best. But you're not going to talk to me and disrespect me and expect me to pay for anything for you. Because now you put me where you're an enemy. And if you're an enemy, go fuck yourself back. That's what I would do as a father. Because you have to get that respect back. And obviously he's not scared. He's not fearful. And you got to find a way to get that respect back.
Yeah. There's been something that's played out in your relationship that made him feel comfortable saying that to you. So Rashawn is talking about all of the things that I do for you, and this is how you treat me in response. That's in the second place. In the first place is the fact, like he said, that he has no respect for you, that the appreciation for what you've done for him as a father isn't there. The fact that you provide for him and he takes it for granted and likely thinks that he's entitled and doesn't even have to do the bare minimum to just speak to you decently. I didn't even say kindly. I'm just talking about ground zero is just decent. Go bleep yourself. That's such an attack. And to hear that from a child, you couldn't get anything from me.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get anything from me as a mother. If one of my older children said that to me, yes, indeed, they would have to pack their things up at that moment. Or I'm not even going to engage. Really? I'm more of an action kind of person. There are times that I don't mince words, but in that situation, what do I have to say to you that isn't already obvious? I don't need to tell you that it's disrespectful. I don't need to tell you that you done bleeped up. I don't have to, really? Go bleep myself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, now go upstairs and pack everything that you own and go live with somebody that doesn't have to go bleep themselves.
That's right. And I agree with you.
You're going to have to figure it out. Oh, it's going to get to the point where I have nowhere to go. I don't have any money. What am I going to do? Guess whose problem that is? Not mine.
That's right.
And that kid, boy or girl, would have to get out there and figure it out. And I still don't know how I would feel after an apology. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the type of thing that an apology couldn't fix. Like, there would need to be some unworking done. You know, like, if I got the apology, we'd have to figure out how we got there. Mm-hmm. How did we get to a place where you felt comfortable, that you even felt in your heart like this disdain for me, that you would speak to me in that way? So my first reaction wouldn't even be to get to the bottom of it. And that's my reaction for just about everything. But I would meet that disrespect with disrespect as well. And you couldn't get a dime, a penny, nothing from me.
I agree. Well, let us know how it works out. thekcrew@gmail.com. And if you need some choice words to say back to him, you can hit me up too, because I can give you some choice words to say back to him.
Was that concise?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I'm a cursor boy. I can curse fucking crazy.
Oh, we know.
All right.
We know.
Another email. Hey, Gia and Envy. I love the podcast and been a faithful listener since the very beginning. Even wrote in on you both and answered an email of mine on episode 50.
Okay.
All right. Now he goes, this is Brian and me. This is Brian and me, and the young lady didn't work out. Long story short.
Wait, I'm sorry.
He says, this is Brian and me and the young lady didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Long story short, tried 2 different times. First time we stopped being exclusive, and years later, I believe 2018, we tried again. But she wanted a long distance relationship. She stays in North Carolina and I stay in Maryland. So I decided it'd be best to go separate ways, because it honestly felt like I was being used as a layover and good dick while she visited her family when she was in town. All right, now, he goes, I'm a new father to a beautiful baby girl who is about to turn 1 on 4/20. Irony, since I don't smoke. LOL. Me and that started smoke for you. All right. And another baby on the way. Congrats. Okay. I love being a father. Another irony, because I always said I never wanted kids of my own, even though I have 4 god kids everyone says I'm amazing with. And my daughter is so amazing. She's such a good baby and only cries when she is uncomfortable or wants to be heard. I'm especially attached to her because she was at 27 weeks and weighed only 2 pounds.
Oh, wow. God bless you.
And stayed in the NICU for 8 months before she was discharged. Scariest time of my entire life, but worth it watching her grow before my eyes and seeing her development now. And a spitting image of me. Okay. So much so that everyone calls her my mini, my twin, or me in a female form. I have a dilemma that I believe Emmy can help me with. Recently, I had a dream. A child was abducted and hiding under a floorboard. I was so riled up that I woke up anxious in a sweat and ran to my daughter's room to be greeted with a big goofy smile. And then I burst into tears. So having 5 children, 3 girls, how do you get over the anxiety? I have 6 kids, 4 girls, but that's okay. Who's counting? How do you get over anxiety, scared feeling of your kids being abducted? I hear you and Charlamagne talk on the Breakfast Club, and that's one of Charlamagne's triggers since he has all girls. How do you get over the anxiety that comes with raising daughters in today's world with all the abductions, sex trafficking that's going on today? All right. Well, first, I want you to pick up this book, please. And since you're in Maryland, I would love to see you at our car show or maybe a book signing. We talk about it in depth in this book. Even Gia almost being kidnapped as a child as she was walking her dog one day. And she talks about, the guy kicking her dog and trying to grab her. And the full story is in here. So I want you to definitely check this out. But I would tell you this. All the things where people say that, anxiety is bad and this, that, and the other. I don't agree. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist, but I will say this. To me, anxiety keeps me on my toes. I am nervous every time my kids leave this house. And you should be. And we all should be as parents. My parents were. I'm sure your parents were as well. It's what you do with that anxiousness, right? So for instance, you live in a house, you try to make sure your house is secure as possible, right? With alarms, with lights and all things. And the reason I say that is you want to be alerted when anything happens. When anything comes in the vicinity of your house, get a Ring camera, right? And what that Ring camera does is, and I'm not being sponsored by Ring, so I don't want you to be like, oh, no. What a Ring camera does is it alerts you when somebody comes in the vicinity, sends you a text immediately. There's other places that do it. I just know Ring is everywhere. That's the first thing I do. The second thing I do is make sure your house is secure, your apartment secure, everything is secure, locks and everything. Cool. When your kids go out, now you have a 1-year-old, but when your kids are in daycare, you try to find a daycare that is secure as possible. When I mean secure, most daycares now have cameras there where you can look. And sometimes if you follow the show, I have cameras everywhere. That calms me down a little bit. And yes, I'm not going to lie. I'm always on the cameras. I'm always looking at what's going on because that makes me comfortable. We don't let our kids hang out with just anybody. We don't have a long lineage of family that watches our kids. If you heard us talk about it on the podcast, you know the people that watch our kids. It's Auntie Will, it's Mercedes, it's Irma, and my parents. That's pretty much it. And the reason why is we trust those individuals. When they do go to play dates, they don't go to play dates that often. And when they do, we prefer the play dates happen here. Why? Because we know what goes on here. Everything is secure here. We try to make sure everything is good. The fact that you have anxiety and the fact that you do check up on your kids, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we should do as parents. People will be like, no, relax, this, that, and the other. What makes you comfortable and what relaxes you is making sure that your kids are fine. Other people will say different ways, but what makes me sleep at night is knowing my kids are comfortable and safe. Yes, when I get up in the morning, I check their rooms. Yes, sometimes at night, I just wake up and go check their rooms. My wife does the same. It is what it is. We are parents. And as parents, what do? We protect and we provide. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the way that you're feeling now, you're going to do that until your child is 50 years old. My daughter's 23 years old. And to this day, she lives here. She has her own place, but she likes to stay here. And I'm fine with that because I know where she's at. But when she's out and about and she comes here, I wake up and I go outside to meet her. I meet her at the door. Why? Because that makes me comfortable. I follow her on the Life 360 app. And the funny thing about that is she follows me the same. It's the craziest thing because you can see what your kids learn from you. The other day, she had to go to work and I had to go to BJ's or Costco to get some groceries. She texts me, Dad, you at BJ's without me? I'm like, I thought you had to go to work. No, this is something we do together. I'll see you in 15 minutes. And she jetted to BJ's so we can get groceries. But just to say, like, that's how we are. And she checks all the kids' apps. She checks mom's app. She checks my app. Her boyfriend's on the same app. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But you do have to understand that, you still got to let your kid be a kid. But there's nothing wrong with making sure you keep one eye open. Keep your head on I was going to say a shrivel. Keep your head on a swivel. I said shrivel. Keep your head on the swivel and make sure they're all good. What do you say?
He asked you.
Oh, well, what would you say?
I would say that in addition to everything that Rashawn said, his daughter is a teeny weeny little thing, right? As your daughter becomes old enough to understand, I would start teaching her and training her on things of the nature of what to do in case someone does try to abduct you, what to do if you are subsequently abducted. I would teach my kids that the world is a beautiful place, but it's not always so nice. And that sometimes bad things happen to good people, and what they need to do to stay safe, and to stay alive. Because there are so many tips that we don't even think of. There are so many tactics that evil people have concocted that when you hear these stories, you might even think to yourself like, damn, I might have fallen for that. Because a lot of times they prey on the weaknesses of other human beings. And a lot of times that weakness is kindness, compassion, and empathy for other people. And they develop their techniques around such things. So you need to teach your child, and this was hard for me, even as an adult, even though someone that knows and understands that bad things happen to good people, you have to teach your children that when they are out in the street, they are to care about themselves only. Unless they're with a group of friends, and then, you travel as such. But caring about others and falling victim to some of these tactics can end up very, very badly. So I saw something the other day where, there's so many different things, like a baby crying, outside your house, the sound of a baby crying outside your house. And maybe it's someone that sounds like a mother begging for help. And I'm the type of person that would open my door. Like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I hear a baby. Oh my God, I hear a mother. I hear someone crying for help. I am the type of person that would open my door. And then you hear that that's a tactic, and you have to say to yourself, my priority, and this is what you would have to teach your daughter, your priority is to keep yourself safe and alive. And if you were to hear something like that on the inside of your door, you are to call the police, call for assistance, call for help. Do not open that door and subject yourself to whatever it is that person screaming for help is also subjected to. And for me, that was it's a hard pill to swallow. Like, you wouldn't help. I'm the type of person that would put myself in jeopardy for someone else. You know what I mean? So it's like a hard pill to swallow when you're naturally inclined to be that way. But you have to teach your children to put themselves first. You know something? There's an Instagram page that I follow. I don't know this woman, but every day she drops like a daily tip, or I think she's a criminology. Maybe she was a criminology major. She opens up her post with it every day. Like, my name is such and such, and I'm a criminology major, or I do this for, like, whatever it is. This is the space that she exists in. And every day she gives a hack, a trick, a tip, whatever. And I find it to be very, very valuable in addition to all the things that I already know. If I can find it, because I don't know her name offhand, but I always like her post, so it always pops up on my feed, but I don't really pay that much attention. If I can find it in the next couple of hours before this goes up, I'll drop it so you can look at her page too. But it's very, very helpful to me. So my answer is, if you're worried about what can happen to your child when you're not there, make them as strong and as cognizant and as aware as possible as a parent.
And I also would say, give yourself a little grace. There are things that we can't control everything, right? We want to protect our kids. And you were talking about abduction, but I just want to talk about, we're not going to be perfect parents, right? And the reason I say that, we all going to fuck up. There's going to be things that we mess up. And what's making me think that is, I had to pick up Peyton, right? And this happened about 3-4 times to me. And it's only me. So I pick up Peyton, I put her in the car seat, and I drive, right? And I hit the turn, and Peyton is on the other side, because I didn't lock in the car seat. So Peyton's like, but Peyton is so cool. She's like, Dad. I'm like, yeah? She's like, I'm on the side. I'm like, on the side of what? I look, I can see her feet, but give yourself grace. Like,
so why does that happen?
Because I pick up a car and I just think that the car seat is in, but a lot of times Madison just says, okay, Dad, I know you're gonna pick up the kids, so she just throws the car seat in.
Oh, you think that it's strapped up
think it's strapped
when
in.
it isn't.
Yeah.
All right, so you should put like a Post-it note
I check
on your dashboard.
I check it out.
Like, check check car seat.
Checking out, or like you're gonna go out sometimes. You're gonna forget Pampers, or you're gonna forget wipes. You're gonna do things like that. It's just the things, and dads are the only ones that do it. Moms never do it, but
moms do it.
We always do it. So just, and I will say this too, as a new dad, one rule that we have for all the dads out there and all the parents out there, we don't allow our kids to eat in the car. It's just a rule that we have, and I know a lot of times it's easy when the car is moving to feed your kid while you're driving, especially when you're going to class or you're taking the kids to school.
And then head into an activity afterwards, and they only have 20 minutes to eat, so you want to feed them in the car? No. Yeah,
we don't. And the reason for that is an associate of mine, a DJ associate of mine, lost his son. They were actually in Florida, Orlando, going to Disney World, and he had to DJ one party, and he was actually heading to meet them. And I believe his wife was driving to the airport to pick him up. And as she was driving to the airport, I believe she gave him a chicken nugget as he was driving, like we all did, like I've done as a kid, like I've done with Madison and Logan. And he choked on a nugget. And by the time she pulled over and she's on the side of the road and couldn't get help, he passed away. And that always stuck with us. And that's why I always say, when you become a parent, the things that you see in this world, it should stick with you because it can affect you. And that is the reason why we don't let our kids eat, because it could have been driving, hit a bump, and
that's the thing.
You know,
that's the thing, and that's why we don't allow them to eat in the car, because when you're driving, you can make a quick turn, you could jam on your brakes because someone stopped short in front of you. You could hit a bump, hit a pothole, anything, and that quick jerk, a piece of food can get lodged in your child's throat. And a lot of times when someone is choking, they can't make a sound.
So they can't tell you.
So they can't say help. They can't cough. They can't. It's like, you have no, by the time that you notice, you've already lost half the battle, you know? And then, like he said, by the time that you pull over and whatnot, it may be too late. Another thing that we do is our children, well, first of all, when our children were smaller, like Peyton's not allowed to eat without an adult.
Adult around, yeah.
So Matt, there is no, oh, here, take this cheese stick and, you know, and have at it. No, she's only allowed to eat when myself, Rashawn, Madison, Irma, or another adult that we trust is around. My older children, we do that until about age 9 or 10. Then at 9 or 10, now we have a 10, well, an 8, a 10, and 11. The three of them are allowed to eat without us, but not without each other. Our children are never allowed to eat alone. And the reason is because and no speed bumps, no potholes, nothing like that. But what happens if they begin to choke? There's no one there to help them. There's no one there to even know. There's no one there to get them help. And then they sit there and suffer. And we all know what the outcome can be. So they're not allowed to eat by themselves at all. And just as a little extra antidote, like Peyton, and even Brooklyn now, you know, London's allowed to, but even Brooklyn, they're not allowed to have grapes whole, because grapes are round and they have such a smooth surface that my fear is always that you put one in your mouth and anything can surprise you, scare you, you slip while you're walking and it just slip down your throat and get lodged.
That's right.
We always buy like the Lindt truffles, like those red chocolates. Well, we do the red ones, but there's the blue, the white, whatever. But they're these perfect balls. And my fear is always that something like that can get lodged in my child's throat. So whenever they get grapes, they're always cut in half. Peyton loves the Lindt truffles. So whenever I give it to her, I hold it and I let her break half of it, chew half of it, and then she eats the other half in a third and a third. Anything like that. So you just have to be very, very careful. So if you're paranoid or if you have anxiety about the safety of your children, you have to see to it that you do your best as a parent to ensure their safety. Yeah.
And lastly, I would just say any parent out there listening, I know we're on our parent thing right now. The book is Real Life, Real Family. Will be out next week. And like I said, everything sticks with you from past traumas. Back in Florida. So in the summer, growing up in Queens, you know, my dad is a retired police officer. So when we would go to Florida, we would drive to Disney. We couldn't afford plane tickets. We just didn't. We would drive there. And the hotel we were staying at. I think it was the Howard Johnson or something like
I
that.
think I remember you telling me this.
A kid drowned in the pool before we got there. He didn't know how to swim, jumped in with his older brother. And because of that, my parents put me in swimming lessons and made me become a lifeguard,
certified.
certified, because that's what they wanted. And all of our kids, except for Peyton, we put in swimming classes early so they would learn how to swim.
For like 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Peyton was the only one we didn't, because she was a little different when it came to the water. The rest of our kids weren't necessarily scared of the water. Peyton does the water, but she doesn't do the water like the rest of our kids. The rest of our kids was ready to jump in, but she's kind of like a little timid with it. So put swimming lessons immediately, and Peyton's about to go back into swimming lessons again. But that's all we have to say. But anyway, that is the email of the week. Again,
We're not going to do one more?
You want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay, one more.
You're doing a whole episode on emails. Yeah, do one more.
All right, well, let's get to the last email. This one is titled, A Once Upon a Time Baddie. Hey, what's up, you guys? I love the podcast. Thank you for your vulnerability and love you shown for your supporters. This question is for Gia. All right, well, ask her then. How do you, as a wife and mother, take care of Gia? And what are some things you do for yourself? I am a wife and mother of 3 kids. I struggle with making time for myself, which leads me to often be irritable and feeling depressed most days.
Yeah.
I have really lost who I am in the midst of taking care of my husband and kids. Now, I don't go around looking crazy and unkept, but do enough just to get by on a daily. I'd appreciate some help and tips. Thank you so much.
Okay. I like that you're starting with the idea that you realize that it's time to start prioritizing yourself, because you can't be good for others unless you're good for yourself. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to show up for other people when you don't show up for yourself. So at the core of you, you have to be happy. And being a wife and a mother, and a good one at that, is depleting. It takes from us. It sucks from us. It takes our energy. It takes our patience. It takes our time. It takes our effort. It takes everything that you have to give. So at a certain point, just like you said, you get to a point where it's like, I'm irritable, I'm cranky, I have responsibilities, I feel like everything's on my back. I get up, I make breakfast, I prepare the kids' lunch, I get them ready, I, wash their faces, I brush their teeth, I get them in the car, I take them to school, then I go to work, and I come home, then I gotta cook, then I gotta clean, then I gotta tuck everybody in, I gotta help kids with homework. It's like never ending on top of all the things that you have to do and that you have to be responsible for aside from them. So yeah, that is going to deplete you. So yes, it starts with prioritizing yourself. How do I do it? I've always enjoyed taking pride in my personal appearance, because that's the first thing to go. It's the easiest thing to go. It's the easiest thing to go because you don't have time. Like, you just don't have time. So yeah, I'm not going to do my hair, or I'm just going to brush it back and throw it in a ponytail. I'm not going to wear makeup. I'm going to throw on whatever's available. And sometimes what's available is what's on the floor in your closet, because it's the quickest thing that you could grab, because you threw it there 2 days ago and didn't pick it back up, and it's clean enough. You know what I mean? Because you got to get out the door and get the kids to their activities and get the kids to wherever they have to go on the weekends. It's so much stuff. But if you have a plan, if you have a routine, if you create the moments to do the things that you enjoy, and if you make it easier for yourself. So you watch the podcast. I love a nice, simple, comfortable set that's easy for me to grab, that I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about, because a lot of times I don't have the time. So I go anywhere that I can get a nice, comfortable, cute set that I don't have to put together, that I don't have to have a tremendous amount of fashion sense, because the only thing that I needed to do is look cute, fit, and be comfortable. And you could go anywhere. I'll go to Nordstrom, but guess what? I'll also go to TJ Maxx. I'll also go to Marshall's, and you could pick up a cute little lounge set for the house for $16.99. And I have bought like 6 or 7 of them at a time, and they will be on wash, rinse, and repeat, and I always feel put together. That's just a small little thing that helps me feel put together. Today, this little lounge set is from Aritzia. You can get a little lounge set, a little pajama set anywhere, but it starts with you making it easy on yourself. Because a lot of my friends, they'll call me and be like, just putting an outfit together in the morning is so stressful. And these are, sometimes women that are homemakers and whatnot, where, they're not talking about putting together an outfit for a job. I have those too. But it's like, I'm just always wearing the same old sweats. Get a decent sweatsuit. Get 5 or 6 of them. If it's not affordable, put some money aside and say, you know what? I'm going to buy a few sweatsuits. And if you like a legging and a sweatshirt, like whatever it is that looks good on your body, get it. And then get a few pairs of sneakers to match, or just get like a nice pair of white sneakers and a nice pair of black sneakers, and always have them readily available, that you go into your closet, you grab your little lounge outfit, you grab your little sweatsuit, and you grab your little sneakers. And keep certain things, like if it's hard for you to get your laundry done, it's easy to throw a little load in that you don't have to fold and steam and like little nice quality t-shirts that if you leave it in the dryer and it sits there for a while, a little shake and the wrinkles come out, that makes your life easier. So start by taking advantage of little antidotes that makes your routine easier. Like what I love to do by myself, I love to watch my shows. I have my shows. And I love to watch them, and they bring me joy. I'm watching something right now that I never thought that I would have liked. It's on Netflix. It's called Younger, and it's quirky, and it's funny. There's a lot of romance. It's silly. It's lighthearted, because lately that's what I need. I'm usually like the crime, the documentary, like the IDTV, the murder, the thriller, the action pack. I got to figure out the end. I love things that makes me think. Lately, life has been a lot. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed and watch something lighthearted. I don't got to think. I could just smile and be like, oh my God, that's so sweet, or that's so romantic. It's new for me, but listen, I like it. It's called Younger. Look it up and see if you like it. Whatever. But I like to watch my shows. I love to watch all my housewives. I watch every single franchise except Miami. I am a Netflix, like I love myself on Netflix, but recently he's been so busy that I feel guilty starting a new series or watching a new movie without him. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to watch something that I knew that he would have no interest in. So it's like I have those little things. So what I do, and I'm not necessarily recommending it, because I can function without sleep. Like last night, I got an hour and a half of sleep. I had to be somewhere I had to start getting ready at like 4:00 this morning. I had to be somewhere at 7:00 this morning. Like I had a very busy day. I've only had a few bites of salad to eat today, and I'm able to sit down and do this podcast and be completely plugged in. So I can operate off of a little bit of sleep. So what I do is, what I need with my 6 kids, and yes, I still count Logan because Logan calls me 6 times a day. Madison lives here. So all 6 of my kids and my husband have my attention throughout the entire day. What I need for myself after just being so mentally exhausted is once everybody goes to sleep. So let's say 10:30, everybody's asleep, probably even Madison at 10:30. That's when I take my shower. I bring my skincare to my bed. Sometimes I do it in my bathroom if I get to bed earlier, but if it's late, I bring my skincare. I have a little plastic box that I have all my skincare in. I bring it to my bed. I sit there, crisscross applesauce. I figure out what I'm going to watch on Netflix by myself, because then there's no interruptions, there's no questions, there's no nothing. I sit there and I do my skincare. And it takes me about an hour, because I let each thing set into my skin for about 10, 15 minutes before I move on to the next serum. And I sit there and I watch a show or 2. So it can have me up to midnight, 1:00, sometimes even 2:00, depending on how good the binge is. You know what I mean? But that's like my relaxation time. If I get a nice early night, like if I'm in bed by 10, 11 o'clock, I'll wake up at about 5 o'clock the following morning and just have my me time. Like I wake up, I lay in my bed, I may play a little game on my phone. We play this game called Word Hunt on Game Pigeon, and we'll send each other like 10 or 20 of them in a row. So I'll just send him like 10 or 20. When he has breaks at work, he sends a few back, like we play together. I'll do that. It just gives me a time to mentally unwind where I'm not responsible for the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of anyone else but myself. Yes, I have hobbies and whatnot, so that helps me unwind. I do go out with my friends every now and then. Rashawn and I have our date night at least once a week and whatnot. All those things help me unwind, but that's like the obvious stuff, right? I'm talking about the little things that I just do for myself, by myself. So my point is, make it easy for yourself. Set a routine, make it easy. Make it so you have things that you can grab and go. When it comes to taking care of your family, meal prep. Meal prep. I will make food, and instead of putting everything in like a big Tupperware container, I will ration out the food into like those little containers that you can get from like the Chinese restaurant that your food comes in when you order or whatever. I'll ration it out that way and then have a pile so that when someone says that they're hungry, I can grab a container from the night before that I prepped, and here's your meal. Because for me, I don't know about you, one thing I hate to do is dish out food. It's just a thing. I don't like to dish out leftovers because that stresses me. I just don't want to do it, but I can just grab it. And that little things like that make my life easy. So that's my advice. Make things easy for you and take moments wherever you can grab them.
All right. Well, hopefully
and
that helped
was
you out.
not concise.
Hopefully that helped you out. Now, don't forget, you can email us as well, thekcrew@gmail.com. That's TheeKCCrew@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget the book, Real Life, Real Family. Pick it up. It's out. It should be out now, or pre-order it. Pick it up, get it, and hopefully we'll see you in a city by you soon. All right? I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
That was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.